planet's on fucking fire.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be back. This is fucking awesome. I have missed you all so much. You have no fucking idea. I've had some family stuff going on that has kept me away, but I am hoping to fully invest my time into this for so many reasons, and I've missed it so much. Side note, political vigilante merch. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go see Graham and Ron in Portland in July. So just had to put that out there. Get tickets, guys. Anyway, I'm just so excited to be back. This is nice. Yeah. So I haven't not been working on stuff. I just haven't been in front of the camera. I so far I've been working on a few projects, but one of them was we had the Reawaken America tour come to basically Salem. It's Kaiser, but it's like a teeny ass town right outside of Salem. It used to be a part of Salem until they decided that they were more conservative than us. Surprise. I also grew up in Kaiser, so gives you a little bit of background on that. This was held at the Kaiser Volcano Stadium, where they play minor league baseball. They used to be affiliated with they used to be affiliated with the major leagues in that their teams, players from their teams would be recruited by Major League, but they don't do that anymore. Major League dropped them, and there's a whole bunch of corruption going on with the Volcanoes owners and the families and all that stuff. So we'll keep our eyes on that for sure. But that being said, I had the absolute privilege of being able to work with Left Coast Right Watch, which is one of, if not the best publishing outlet I've seen online as far as what's going on around the country and around the world with fascism, Proud Boys, all of these groups that are causing terroristic events to happen. They cover it. They know everything. I was honored just to be able to talk to them, but I also was able to be the boots on the ground, one of the people with boots on the ground in Kaiser, and I got to help them out with this event. So that was really, really honoring, humbling, I should say. So I wanted to share that with you guys. This is Left Coast Right Watch's article that I helped give a little bit of info on, and there were also, I don't want to call them undercover, there was anonymous people that used aliases, etc., that also contributed. There were other people covering this stuff. I wasn't the only one. I do want to put that out there, but it is very cool to see my shit published. I'm very excited to share this with you guys, despite the horrendous topic. It says, quote, "I had snipers on the roof," end quote, Flynn, Trump, Spawn, and anti-vaxxers coverage in Kaiser, Oregon. This is by Abner Haig and James Croxton, and I really did want to throw their names out. Let's see here. Welcome to Kaiser. Because that is apparently what Kaiser is now. I do want to read the editor's note. James Croxton is an independent journalist and editor of Double-Sided Media. You can support his work at Double-Sided Media's Patreon and on CashApp and you see it right there. It was, as one local activist accurately described it, quote, "Warped Tour for QAnon." All stars from Q World and the anti-vax COVID conspiracy theory scene took their big tent revival, Reawaken America, to Kaiser, Oregon, just outside of Salem, the state's capital, this past weekend, selling out about 4,000 tickets for $250 a pop. Half off if you're a pastor. Just the irony of that. You're a pastor of hatred. The guests of note included retired general and QAnon saint Michael Flynn, Trump's son Eric, anti-vax attorney and Scientologist Lee Dundas, COVID-spreading cult leader Sean Fucht, and Disney merch-burning preacher Greg Locke. All right down. I don't know if you can see my hand. Right down that way. About 10 minutes. It sounds fake, but it's totally not. Why is my mouse not working? There we go. Maybe? All right. Other attendees included Proud Boys LARPing as security and a guy on the roof of the venue with a rifle. This is not fake, guys. Counter-protesters rallied in support of indigenous groups to protest both days. And I went to that as well. I tried to support the indigenous groups as well. That's the main reason I'm down there. The main reason I go to stuff like this is to be a presence of the protests, right? It's not just to cover this stuff. I'm documenting my activism. That's basically what this channel is. So, what is this QAnon Roadshow anyways? Well, Reawaken America Tour. General Flynn and Team America is coming to, not Salem, close, Kaiser, Oregon. They did hang out in Salem, though. Just 3,200 tickets will be sold to this epic event, 50% off for all pastors. It's sick. These are all the sick fucks that were there. It's crazy. Jesus is king, and with him, on our side, we will win this thing. What the fuck does that even mean? Reawaken America is put on by Clay Clark, a Tulsa podcast host and promoter of Trump's Big Lie. Clark was sued last December by Eric Coomer, a Dominion voting systems employee who claimed Clark spread 2020 election fraud conspiracy theories targeted at him, leading to threats and harassment. Clark wasn't the only one who targeted Coomer at the event either. Joe Altman, who arguably started the conspiracy theory against Coomer, spoke as well. And these all have links to them to show you exactly what they're talking about. I will link to this article absolutely in the description box below so you can check it all out. Like, click on all of these extra links, check out this entire fucking article. It's brilliant. While in recent years, QAnon beliefs have become divorced from their anonymous 8chan poster. That's hard to say. This was absolutely a QAnon event. It featured former QAnon promoters like Ann Vandersteel, Gene Ho, John Chambers, and cranks like Lori Gregory, who appeared on a QAnon show to promote anti-vax conspiracy theories. There were, in total, 38 featured speakers, at least 10 of which were there specifically to promote anti-vax and COVID paranoia. It was also a highly religious event. I paused there because that is so fucking ironic, isn't it? I mean, we know it's not, but like the whole thing about religion and like this whole Christianity is supposed to be love and acceptance, right? 6 people on the list had pastor in front of their names, with other evangelical figures speaking as well. Jesus is king, and with him on our side, we will win this thing, a quote from Clark on the poster for the event read. Not all clergy are happy with the tour, however. A group called Faithful America paid for a mobile billboard denouncing QAnon and the event and telling speakers to stop twisting our faith to attack democracy. Good for them. The QAnon revival had a hard time getting started. It was originally supposed to be in Redmond, which is very close to Bend, Oregon, at the Deschutes County Fair and Expo Center, but it was moved to the River Church in Salem and then to Volcano Stadium after public scrutiny. In public records, the Bend Bulletin uncovered an event planner for Reawaken named Troy Smith claimed that Republican commissioners for Deschutes County assured them they wouldn't enforce the then active state mask mandate. What's funny is by the time they had this stupid fucking rally, the mandate was over anyway. That is even a more conservative area of fucking the state than where they ended up having it. That's what's crazy. But I also think they needed to put it in a more heavily trafficked area with more conflict because they wanted the publicity. They wanted shit to hit the fan. Because then, more news. I also asked the commissioners about the Deschutes County Sheriff's Office on 2 points and confirmed: 1, they will be at our call in the unlikely situation of any trouble developing to disrupt the event. 2, they have made it known they will not enforce the governor's mask mandate, Smith wrote to Clay Clark in an email the Bulletin uncovered. So that is one case so far in this article where the cops are working with the fascists, because they are fascists, obviously, but they're working with this Reawaken America tour. County Commissioner Tony DeBone denied, that's kind of a fun name, DeBone, sorry. County Commissioner Tony DeBone denied giving any such assurances, as did the sheriff's office, obviously. Why would they admit that shit? The sheriff's office added that they were focusing on educating people about masks, not enforcing them. Clark told News Channel 21 they moved the event from Redmond because they were going to require masks and stuff like that. Clark also told News 21 there was a no refund, no transfer policy for tickets because I'm in charge and I'm a capitalist. First of all, that sounds like a toddler throwing a fucking fit. Because I said so. Also, why are you proud of being a fucking capitalist? Capitalism is what's fucking you over right now. And then third, a lot of these morons that went to this thing were from out of town, so they bought tickets twice. Because go capitalism. The River Church in Salem offered to host the event, but Clark moved it to Volcano Stadium, presumably because its higher occupancy meant he could sell more tickets. It's also not in just a fucking parking lot. It's like gated and shit. This is Chris L. Comrade Camera. He covered he covered the event as well. It says Target in Kaiser, Oregon. I got photos and footage of stuff too that I'm going to show you guys after I finish this article. But they stacked all of their carts up like it's going to be a natural fucking disaster. And what's funny, scratch that, it's not fucking funny. What's ironic is they're all afraid that shit's gonna get broken because of Antifa. You realize that, right? Who's the ones with the guns down there? Put that out there. Kaiser Station store close as Reawaken America event begins. Businesses in nearby Kaiser Station Mall, including the Target. Actually, I need to let you guys know this. I forgot. I worked there for a good chunk of time. I actually worked there when that store opened. And I can't do this. I have new fucking new way to do this, and I can't remember. So right over here is a Starbucks. I used to work there forever and ever. Because go capitalism. Businesses in nearby Kaiser Station Mall, including the Target, were closed Friday and Saturday, according to the Statesman Journal, because of concerns over employees' safety and traffic. Bus routes and traffic around the stadium were impacted during the event. Big time. There were already a lot of motorhomes and such camped out in the surrounding parking lots the night before. Finch, an activist who attended the counter rally, told LCRW. On her way to the counter rally in the morning, there was a sign on I-5 saying, "Caution, event ahead." Finch said traffic was at a crawl early in the morning and people were running out of places to park. Cars were also getting towed from the Target parking lot. One of the counter demo attendees told us they had a buddy that did security consulting for Target. Finch recounted. I totally forgot about this. I was just talking off the top of my fucking head. The decision to close was because Antifa was going to be countering. So there's almost 4,000 tickets sold, and this is a 2-day event, and they're afraid of 75 fucking people sitting in peace and standing in peace for indigenous rights. How the fuck does that make sense? And you know who the cops were going around after? Antifa. Anti-fascists, counter-protesters, anybody that was sitting over with Native Americans, if you want to call them that, indigenous folk, anyone a part of that crowd was either followed or pulled over. Indigenous comrades are calling for support. There was an all-day demonstration April 1st and 2nd at Kaiser Station, 10 a.m. to 4, I think I already said that, land back demonstration. That's what I attended. About 4,000 people from around the country will be attending. A main theme this year is the Trail of Joy, to celebrate the Trail of Tears and force conversation of Native Americans into Christianity by white Europeans. This is an act of violence, oppression, and outright hate. Elected leaders, city officials have failed to shut down this event. Support Native American communities to counter the celebration of the genocide, land theft, and systematic oppression of indigenous people by alt-right white supremacist and white nationalist religious event called America's Reawakening Tour. It was very well written. Very well written. Kudos to whoever wrote that. This was also basically right down the street from Shamawa Indian School is what it's called. And there's a lot of stuff going on there, controversy. There's a lot of remains that have not been identified. They're not in specific graves, marked graves. There's students dying at that school. And this is all done on indigenous land. I mean, we all live on indigenous land, but this is specifically indigenous land. Counter-protesters gathered both days of the event near the venue, largely not engaging with the Reawaken crowd. You hear that? They were afraid of Antifa, but counter-protesters gathered both days of the event near the venue, largely not engaging with the Reawaken crowd. They set up across the street from the parking lot for the event and a big display of Trump world flags atop a merch table. A handful of Proud Boys and others patrolled the parking lot, and traffic was heavy. And then they featured backyard politics. So humbling. I can't. This guy wouldn't take his eyes off us for the longest time. There's cops. They kept circling over and over and over and over, just circling us. And then they also, this area right here, so you could do like a circle kind of like this. It's obviously a larger circle around like the parking lot, you know? So the road, I'm not explaining this well at all, but the road goes like this and then ends up like going, you know, around the stores and shit, and then comes back this way, if you're watching my mouse, this way, and then makes a circle, right? So they cut through the parking lot over on this side, and they keep coming around, and they keep doing these fucking circles around us. And then over here, if you can see it, my mouse, over on this side, like way back, I gotta figure out where I'm at. Way back that way is, there's a bunch of fucking cop cars. There's SUVs. There's motorcycle cops. I believe there are a few bike cops as well. And this is what they're protecting. Against about 75 of us over 2 days. So... The indigenous groups danced and performed ceremonies, and people held banners that read things like "Welcome to KKK Kaiser" and "Stolen Lands." Indigenous groups brought their own security, and there were also people in black bloc gear shielding protesters' faces with umbrellas from the local racists who'd come up to get close and personal. Local neo-Nazis had threatened the counter demonstration online prior to its start, posting the flyer for it on social media with 187161 under it, 187 being the section of California Penal Code for murder, and 161 being a numerical for anti-fascist action. It's not just on paper. These people believe this shit. They are out there searching for everyone that they think might be Antifa or might be close to standing up for actual human rights. Now, sorry, I almost went off on a tangent. I gotta finish this up. Trail of Joy, disambiguation. There were several pickups cruising the parking lots and a lot of cops. There were several patrol vehicles, at least 4 motorcycle cops, and a few undercover vehicles. All Kaiser PD initially later joined by Oregon State Patrol, OSP, and Marion County Sheriff's vehicles, all circling where we counter-protesters had been told to park, and the corner where the corner was being set up, completely ignoring the event and the resulting traffic. It's true. They just kept circling us. She said the funniest were the bike cops. 2 to 3 packs of bike cops cruising around the parking lots in groups of 4. I overheard one group crying to a customer outside of Marshall's about how hard their job is and how unappreciated they feel, Finch recounted. At that point on Friday, there were at least twice as many cops as protesters, so my pity was somewhat limited. That is not an exaggeration at all. Severely outnumbered. The counter started small, about 12 people. Yeah, Finch said, but eventually grew to about 75 at its peak. A good mix of liberal church, clergy, indigenous folks, and folks in various forms of bloc, Finch said. Because we have to provide our own fucking security. Because it just proved the cops are on the other side. The group of clergy and church-going folks brought food and drinks. They seemed a little offended by the cursing, but generally kept to themselves. There was very little peace policing, although one of the indigenous elders present did remind people from time to time to stay on our corner and stay on message, that the event was being held on stolen land, she recounted. People didn't get spicy with their language without provocation, however. We had folks with umbrellas blocking people from filming, Finch said, and plenty of attendees and local bigots were filming and provoking. Proud Boys and other extremist presence. Again, backyard politics. Proud Boys and 3%ers have been staked out in all of the parking lots, heads on a swivel, comrades. Last seen at west side of the Target parking lot. Klans meeting, Kaiser, Oregon, land back, fuck fascism. These guys kept popping out and then would go back in and hide. They're such idiots.
I like how they waited until we left, though. Right here?
I already know you're a racist, you piece of shit. It's fine.
I already know you're a communist, you piece of shit.
Al,
Communist.
Al, is it the Wu-Tang shirt that gives me away? I know they're notoriously communist. Oh, you got me so good. Whoa. You called me something that I'm clearly not.
And there they go. That's what they kept doing. It's fucking pathetic. The camera kept going up and down because I was trying not to get other people's faces. But that's what they kept doing. It kept coming out like, I don't know, a few feet, and then they go back, and it was really fucking sad. Like, Jesus Christ. Nobody's intimidated. You're a little human. Small man syndrome, big time. And the only time you guys feel like you're a man is when you're dressed like a fucking bumblebee in a crowd with other bumblebees. It's pathetic. The Proud Boys were out in force for Reawaken, and there were no neo-Nazis heckling the counter demo. Sorry, there were, I was going to say, the Proud Boys were out in force for Reawaken, and there were neo-Nazis heckling the counter demo and in attendance at the event. Jesus Christ. Grayson Arnold, who said the refugees should be shot to death and undocumented immigrants should be executed, and once filmed himself reading a bunch of anti-Semitic signs and calling them based, attended the event. Arnold, I was going to say something, but let's just keep going. Arnold is part of the Nick Fuentes America First Groper Distended Universe. He was a guest on Reawaken Tour owner Clay Clark's show on Tuesday. Okay, I am going to say this. There was just a march for, like, the Roe versus Wade, which I'm totally for our right to fucking choose for so many reasons. Like, it's insane. This shouldn't even be an issue anymore. And honestly, I feel like it's meant to distract us a lot of the time. But anyway, there was a gigantic march, okay? That's awesome. However, where the fuck are you all when this kind of shit's happening? There were 75 people at this. Where the fuck were all the rest of you? The women's march. The fucking women's marches. This is the most liberal goddamn thing I've ever been to. And I'm not trying to talk shit about people trying to change things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying these bullshit fucking photo ops of, oh, I met a crowd. Yay, look, I did something. No, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. You walked around with like-minded people talking about your own bullshit that affects you personally and nobody else. Sorry. I've attended these. I know exactly what the fuck is going on. okay? None of you are out there on the daily. None of you are trying to make a fucking change because you're all at home and you only come out when it affects you. You're a woman and your rights are being taken away. This shit you allow. Refugees should be shot to death and undocumented immigrants should be executed. Are you fucking serious? And if you can't get out there physically, I understand that. I promise you, I really, really do. But there's other ways to get involved. Lots of people, mostly men, walked through the protest. Some tried to debate folks, Finch recounted. People waiting in line in the cars shouted at us, and my favorite held a sign reading "Drill, baby, drill," a Bible, and an American flag. Lots of folks filmed us from their cars and their way out. Gropers, I can't ever fucking say that, smirked at us from across the street. It's like, just look what you're fighting for. You're fighting for like the rich to get richer. Why do you want to drill unless you're a part of the oil company? Like, what the fuck are you? People are so stupid. For our folks, a couple of people had bullhorns that they mostly used to ask how event attendees felt about attending a Klan rally. That generally got people riled, Finch recounted. I asked them that too. She said that the Reawaken attendees were deeply offended that we would call them insurrectionists and mostly retorted that they specifically didn't do that. Finch recalled one couple who argued for quite a while that there were no Nazis or Proud Boys at the event. They hadn't seen anything like that, and they had Native friends, and we were the racist ones. This says, this is Occupy of the Maroons. Proud Boy Josh Dornan, who currently has 3 charges against him in Marion County, was very happy to stare at Antifas today while he was chilling at the Reawaken America tour in Salem. He's not too stressed about those charges based on what he's drinking, right? But there weren't any Proud Boys at the event because our eyes are liars. Finch said that there were at least 5 Proud Boys, some in black and yellow and some not, in the parking lot. I would have to say there were probably a lot more than that. They were acting as security for the event and were in every parking lot scoping out the area. There were a few that would come out of the gates and only came out maybe 20 feet. It was actually really pathetic, Nikki from Backyard Politics podcast, who attended the counter demo both days, told LCRW. I'm really proud. We heard later they weren't permitted inside. None of the Proud Boys came near. They mostly lurked in the bushes watching, Finch said. Among the Proud Boys lurking and watching was Joshua Dornan, who has an active case in Marion County for 2 felony counts, riot and unlawful use of a weapon, related to a brawl last July in Oregon City. Their Proud Boys once again assaulted counter-protesters and journalists at Reawaken. Finch and Dornan got heckled for a while. Finch said Dornan got heckled for a while. While the counter-protest was mostly without incident, 2 local independent journalists, Chris L. and Alex Powell, said they were kicked out of the counter demonstration on Friday and then cornered by a group of Proud Boys. L claims they were asked to leave because he had a camera. After hearing that riot cops were at the demonstration, both he and Powell went back and found none in sight. They were then accosted by one of the demonstrators. Someone in block decided to accuse me of taking photos of license plates, see above photos for what I actually do, and demanded I leave, Chris L. wrote on Twitter. The tone of that request that we leave carried the implication that we wouldn't be welcome back even without the camera, so we stepped away, Powell wrote. Powell said that after the incident, they were approached by a group of Proud Boys in the parking lot who hung around us for about 20 minutes. She said they had to smile and be cordial with the Proud Boys because you can't have faith that anyone has your back. The Proud Boys left after a while, Powell said, but then returned. You just had to be nice to fucking Nazis? Really? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Chris and Alex, is it? Powell recounted a Proud Boy asking her. She posted that she had to be cordial to us. We've got people watching all over socials, the Proud Boy said. The group often names journalists to intimidate them and is well known, especially in Oregon, for harassing reporters, including DSM staff. That's very true. They also go after and assault journalists. I've showed you guys that on numerous videos. After posting that, I crossed the street with my buddy and they came over again, the largest of the group, dressed in blue, standing off to the side, parallel to us, Powell recounted. She said she tried to rejoin the counter-protest and someone asked what she was doing with the Proud Boys. While she explained, someone approached Elle, seemingly ready to throw hands. Elle left and Powell did shortly after. Finch didn't see the confrontation, but said the only conflict she saw with people filming turned into confrontations when the ones filming made it so by answering back with insults, etc., or continuing to blatantly film even when asked not to. Finch also said several people asked for permission to take activists' photos, including hers. She declined, but some other activists didn't mind being photographed. Most people were careful to take pics of signs, distance shots, etc., rather than close-up faces, she said. There's a lot of people that not only is this a safety issue, but their jobs are at stake. So that's another reason why they don't want their faces shown. On Saturday, a man named Jeremy Roberts, who this channel is very familiar with, came to harass the counter-demonstrators. He also has been one of the people to assault journalists. But he was talked down and left. Roberts previously tried to break into the Oregon State Capitol building and assaulted 2 reporters in 2020 when anti-COVID restriction protesters, including members of Patriot Prayer, rioted and had a brief standoff with police. I've covered that. Go back and watch it. Another heckler at the counter-protest Saturday was neo-Nazi Eric Olkers. Tell me you guys remember that fucker's name. He stalked me for a very long time. He's an idiot. Another heckler at the counter-protest Saturday was neo-Nazi Eric Olkers, who, other than being convicted on gun charges, celebrated abortion clinic bomber Eric Rudolph and posted threats to shoot anti-fascists. Literally. He has a picture on one of his profiles of a long-ass bullet that says Antifa on the side. In video LCRW obtained, he's filming with a group heckling counter-protesters while standing near a woman in a Washington State 3% hoodie. I've seen that video. It's true, and not going to play it because it will just give him fuel for his fire. Saturday was pretty much a repeat. The event attendees were a little more aggressive verbally. Lots of good Christians spitting curses at us as they drove by. Lots of bad faith arguments from folks that approached us to tell us how not bigoted and racist they were. If you're not, you don't need to explain that. Oh, hey, hi, I'm not a racist. Finch recounted, she said they were mostly calling people ungodly and going to hell, others saying that the indigenous and allied counter-protesters were the real racists and fascists. Doesn't even make any sense. That is called projection. Sorry, I have notifications on my phone I was checking. The older, obviously more conservative types would thumbs down us as they drove by. Others would flip us off and ask why we hate America. It's true. I'm laughing because it's so fucking stupid, but it happened. This is absolutely true. There were also several people who drove by shouting, Let's go, Brandon, which I think is really funny because these stupid idiots, they don't get that we don't like Biden either. This isn't a left and right thing. This is a class warfare, okay? America was founded on racism. We still have modern day slavery, known as the prison system. Like this isn't a left and right thing. The most police states usually are actually democratically ran. So, with the counter protesters responding, "Fuck Joe Biden." See? Oh my God, I'm getting ahead of myself. I should just read it and then talk. There were also several people who drove by shouting, "Let's go, Brandon," with the counter protesters responding, "Fuck Joe Biden," or mocking them for not being able to just curse like an adult. Oh, shit. The after party featuring Eric Trump. A social media post circulated online about an after party celebrating Anglo-American identity. How's that not fucking racist in and of itself? On Friday, around 7:50 p.m., White Rose of Salem. Woo! They do good work. The White Rose of Salem posted on Twitter that Eric Trump was eating dinner with a group of white nationalist groypers at Gustav's Bargarten Bavarian Social Haus, located in Kaiser Station Shopping Mall. You hear that? Boycott Gustav's. In a sense deleted tweet, a little over a half an hour later, another Twitter user who goes by AliQ posted that Trump had visited the restaurant where their sister worked. I also saw that on Twitter. I don't know if I'm sure you can go to that, this part right here, the link, and it'll show you, but I did see that specific tweet too. Responding to DSM's query for information, they posted a since-deleted video that was archived. The since-deleted video purports to show Trump sitting at a table across the restaurant. See? A manager for the restaurant who wished to remain anonymous confirmed Trump's presence the next morning. They also said that they personally were not aware of his presence for at least a half an hour or the affiliations of the group of people he was with. That's bullshit. The manager also stated that Trump left without incident despite contradicting reports. It's total bullshit. They knew ahead of time this was happening. Target fucking closed and put their shopping carts up. A lot of stores did. They knew this shit was going to happen. You're telling me somebody of that high profile didn't have a fucking reservation and you didn't clear out the house for him? Come on. I had snipers on roofs. I can't ever freaking read this. I dig them. Troy Van Scotter of Security Northwest ran the local security for Reawaken this weekend. Not only were the FBI involved, but he openly admits Kaiser PD was targeting leftists. Why were the feds involved? No! What did I do? Shit.
Kaiser PD was on the ball. That they did. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. That they actually had every senior section in that place locked down. When all those folks that came in from Antifa, they were followed out when they left because apparently it was dinner time and mom was calling the dinner bell and they had to go home. When they left, as soon as they got out of Kaiser Station, Kaiser PD went through and lit them all up and made it very clear to them that they were not welcome. And they were not there to cause problems. Fortunate enough, Kaiser PD was on the ball so that they did. Okay.
As soon as they left, Kaiser PD went through and lit them all up and made it clear they were not welcome. We had Antifa, we had Black Lives, we had natives there, but I had one breach, and it was 3 teenage boys with skateboards. Troy Van Scotter boasting to the congregation at the River Church in Salem on Sunday. This is what you're talking about in church? Van Scotter's Freudianly named Access Security Northwest was hired for Reawaken, and he was the event manager for the whole affair. The River Church was where the QAnon revival would have been held had it not been opted for the bigger Volcano Stadium. The River Church also is a part of a giant-ass fucking parking lot that's open to anything. Like, it's not gated off, it's not fenced off, nothing. So it would have been a bigger fucking issue. And it's just, it wouldn't have worked. You do not know the levels of security, Van Scotter said through a crackling microphone that kept cutting out. Here we go. We had long guns. I had snipers on roofs, he said before the pastor adjusted his mic. Okay, I'll hold it like a rapper, Van Scotter said, pointing his elbow out and putting the mic to his cheek. My security staff was Secret Service. I'm going to fucking highlight this shit for you, okay? I'm so fucking mad. My security staff was Secret Service, FBI, Kaiser PD, Salem SWAT, state troopers, he continued. If it wasn't for them, we'd have had a lot more Antifa. We'd have had a lot more outside threat. One more time. My security staff was Secret Service, Kaiser PD, Salem SWAT, state troopers. He failed to mention Marion County PD. Lou Wutan, the pastor, interrupted to urge everyone to write a thank you email to Kaiser PD while putting Chief John Teague's business card up on the projector screen. Everything's shut down in Portland. The police can't do anything in Portland. They came here. This isn't Portland police. They stood up for the community, Wutan said. Many of the attendees the Statesman Journal spoke to came from out of town and even out of state for Reawaken. And they probably paid for tickets twice. I also had 2 FBI guys that were with Kaiser PD that were giving us all of the information they had from threats. We estimated over 300 Antifa coming down from Portland, Van Scotter said, adding 300, not including white supremacy. That makes no sense. Not including Black Lives Matter. We had the tribal ones there. We had on a daily threat of over 700 people coming in as a counter protest. I don't know where the fuck he got those numbers. It was 300 and then all of a sudden 700. Give me a break. Most Portland people didn't even come down for this, as far as I know. In reality, the counter-protest was about 1/10 that size. Most people were either with local church groups and indigenous groups. Van Scotter said as an aside that the tribals were actually the peacefulest ones there. Yes. Fortunate enough, Kaiser PD was on the ball. They had every intersection locked down. When all those people came from Antifa, they were followed out when they left because apparently it was dinner time and mom was calling the dinner bell and they had to go home, he said. Some in the congregation laughed. It's actually because the event was over and they were all leaving too. When they left, when they got out of Kaiser Station, Kaiser PD went through and lit them all up and made it very clear to them that they were not welcome, Van Scotter said to Applause. I was swarmed by at least 7 officers just trying to get to my car, Ramiro R.J. Navarro, an Oregon House candidate who attended The counter-protest said on Twitter, this is no joke, I talked to him, this is fucking true. Navarro wasn't even stopped on his way out of the protest. He was followed to a Lowe's and stopped while getting back into his car in the parking lot. He was on his way to volunteer with a JROTC group. This guy is super involved in the community. I've talked about him on here. I've told you guys to vote for him before. Yeah, he brought food. He brought food and drinks, as far as I know, and he made sure everyone was doing okay. And he is an Oregon House candidate that all of Kaiser PD knows him. All of them. They all know who he is. They followed his ass while he's by himself walking to his car. 7 fucking cops, at least 7 fucking cops, surrounded him. What the hell? There were multiple vehicles pulled over targeting community members who were leaving the land back demonstrations both on Friday and Saturday. Each of the traffic stops included 3 to 4 patrol vehicles, another person replied. We were followed out of the parking lot by chuds, right-wingers, and KPD almost certainly took our plates. They did. They absolutely did. I have reports on the ground from people that saw them doing that. They certainly watched very closely when we went to our car, Finch said. But back at the River Church on Sunday, where congregants were applauding this behavior, Wu-Tan interrupted Van Scotter again to urge people not to call the number on the police chief's business card, just write emails. Van Scotter told the congregation he was hiring. Then Wu-Tan led them in stretching out their hands and praying for Van Scotter as his family and his business. I am going to leave this up here for a minute. Support Left Coast Right Watch. Left Coast Right Watch will always publish all of our content free of charge for the public good. Our work is supported by readers like you. I'm a broke journalist and run this outlet mostly out of pocket. I would love nothing more than to be able to dedicate 100% of my time doing this coverage. Support for LCRW has allowed me to travel to report, make ends meet every month, and even buy gear and software lenses for my work. I can't thank the folks who donate enough. So you can either make a one-time donation or you can set up a recurring donation. And I really, really urge you to do so. And I also strongly encourage you to follow them on Twitter and to read all their articles. They're doing, if you want to say they're doing God's work, let's just put it that way then. Like, these are the people that are making change happen, not those fucking phony-ass pastors with no morals. Okay. Again, I will link to that in the description box below. And then I did want to briefly go over my coverage of the event. I wrote, they come here because silence is complacency. Get out there. Nobody gets out there unless it's for a women's march. Then there's like 75 people against 4,000. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So I took different routes through here because I know the area really well. And so I took some photos during that time, and I took some video as well. This is the parking lot, and then over here is where the event was held. Event starts at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is why we protest. Salem means peace. It actually does. My oldest daughter made a song. She wrote a song when she was like 6, I think. And it says, Salem means peace in Arabic and Hebrew. So, just to put that out there. And then this photo I took, that's Kaiser Station. Let's see if I don't think I can zoom in on it, but that's the field, if you can see it. The stands. I used to attend games here, like, a lot when I was a kid. I think I might have said that already, though. And then, like, right to the east side. Sorry, I had to think about it. To the east side is I-5, like, right there. So this road runs parallel to I-5. Or the 5, if you're not from around here. And then tomorrow, the Reawaken America tour is stopping by Salem Kaiser Volcano Stadium in Kaiser, Oregon. I grew up about a mile and a half away from there. I used to enjoy games during the summer with my family and watch fireworks. Now I'm covering a racism rally at it. Lovely. Stay tuned. This is the White Rose of the Willamette Valley. This is who they were quoting. Left Coast Right Watch was quoting. So... it says, let us be totally clear on one thing. Any blood that hits the ground over the next several days in the Salem-Kaiser area after the public has spoken out against this event, the city of Salem and Kaiser, Oregon, will be directly responsible for, particularly that around Kaiser Station. This shit gets violent. You guys have seen previous videos. This shit gets fucking out of control. Today's the day. Keep our comrades going to Kaiser in your thoughts today. For those of you going, be safe and stay dangerous and be smart. This is a real one today. Take care of and protect each other. This is how we all get through it. I would not have had the cojones to go up and confront some of these fuckwads if it weren't for the backup. I mean, it's just true. Like, I wouldn't be able to. So thank you to everyone that has had my back ever. I appreciate you. I see you. I know you. I love you. Here's this. It says, Reawaken America lands in Salem Kaiser for April Fools, a carnival of, I can't say this, Saitian nationalist, I can't fucking read, quack doctors, and QAnon podcasters. Some of the speakers are familiar. Flynn, Patrick Byrne, Eric Trump, Roger Stone, and Pillow Guy won't be there, even though they had been saying that they would so that they could sell tickets. I wrote, warning, please RT. Portland Proud Boys with Steve Fritz in Ross dress, in the Ross Dress for Less Carhartt parking lot at Kaiser Station, wearing mask and PB colors. One has red and black and flannel. I didn't, just for the record, because I don't want to try to take credit for somebody else's shit, I didn't write this. I just copied and RT'd it because I wanted to keep the person anonymous. So this is basically what I read to you guys. We invite the general public to our nonviolent demonstration to support Native American communities to counter the celebration of the genocide, land theft, and systematic oppression of the indigenous people by alt-right, white supremacist, and white nationalist religious event called America's Reawakening Tour, April Fool's Day and 2nd. Stay safe, stay strong. Proud Boys, full attire, Michael's parking lot. That is right when I got there. First day. Here are some signs that I got pictures of. No more pipelines, I will remember. You are on Kalapuya land. Let's see here. So I wrote, gross, Klans meeting, Kaiser, Oregon. I want to see if no, I'm not doing that. I fucked it up. My bad. This way. There we go. Notice the gun? You see the gun right there? And the flag and the hat.
So we want to stay here and feel the love.
Are you going to give the land back? Oh my goodness.
Why are you open carrying out of the bucket?
What's that?
Why are you scared?
That's how they get the land back?
Scared of what? You don't want to open the bucket.
That's how they get their land back? Is that the end game? No, but I asked you the question and that was your answer.
Aren't you late for your little clan rally?
But I asked you the question and that was your answer. So how does me not going to a clan rally give the stolen land back? No.
Trust me, you need it.
You have your problems, I have mine.
So sad for you guys.
Are your problems being a racist piece of shit?
Pardon me?
Your pardon?
I didn't hear you.
That's okay.
All right, well then shut up.
No.
So see, look, that, okay, I can't fucking put it with my finger. All right, this right here is Target, okay? Right here on the corner is like a little tiny crowd of us. And then over here is Volcano Stadium, where all these fucking racists are at and all this traffic is going to. Why do these idiots have to stop and fuck with us? If we're so outnumbered, doesn't that seem a little bit sad and pathetic to you? Because it does to me. Here's that other shit from, I believe Dan Toos was also a part of this group, or he was at least there. Heads on a Swivel. Proud Boys and 3%ers have staked out, have been staked out in all of the parking lots. Heads on a Swivel cameras. Last seen west side of Target parking lot. The shirts on the trashy women were wearing... The shirts that the trashy women were wearing reads, "Do not comply or America will die." That's funny.
All I'm saying is, I don't care if you care or not. All I'm saying is, you need to do more research.
Oh, okay. I gotta show you a different video before that guy. Here. Hold on.
Well, good question, but...
This guy loved me.
What?
Why would you want to go to a racism rally?
Well, good question, but I just was curious what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and I just said if I were you, I wouldn't go over there since you seem to not know what's going on. So I said I wouldn't go over there if I were you, and he said why? So I said because of what I just said. It's a racism rally.
I mean, that makes no sense to me, but that's fine.
Okay, so you can go on your walk then.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you later. He continued to try to fuck with people on our side. So I watched him walk away.
You can leave our group alone, please. Okay, go. You were going on your walk. You can go on your walk.
You don't need to tell me what I can and
Okay, but
can't
you're
do.
coming over here trying to fuck with people. Please go on your way.
Wow. You got it all wrong, lady. I'm walking.
Yes, I know. So continue your walk. I just said
Or
to
not.
that.
I just was wondering, what is all this? Is traffic's lined up all the way out to the freeway?
I know, sir. And how many times have I explained to you what it is?
Doesn't
This is a
matter.
safety issue.
Okay. So you're still confused?
So you can go about your business.
I am going about my business. This
and
is my
quit
job.
fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you. I answered your question.
Okay, so go on about it.
You can keep going.
Yeah. So who's organized the whole thing?
You can go.
A lot of love here, eh?
These people send idiots, I guess, into, figure out what's going on, just to try to see if they can get any intel and whatever. So we never talk to anybody that we don't fucking know unless, like, they're vouched for, or you can tell who's part of shit. The fact that he's a veteran does not automatically make him a bad guy at all. That's not the point of why I looked at his shirt. It's because it all fits the narrative of why this fucker decided to come over and mess with us. And he came over to try to figure out what the fuck is going on in our crowd, the little tiny crowd, because he was a part of the bigger shit. He already knew what the fuck was going on, obviously.
Not for racism, no. Not for intolerance.
Well, my husband's a veteran too, but good.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying all veterans at all. It's the way he was acting.
My husband's a veteran too, but he's a good one. I love that lady. Return of the Klansman. So he saw me and I waved at him. Okay, Target is across the street over here, right? This is where the event was. He came from over here, from inside of the event. I watched him. He's easy to spot. He's bald. So walks across the street and then comes down this way by Target, and then he's looking, and I was like, so this happened.
All I'm saying is, I don't care if you care or not. All I'm saying is, you need to do more research. You need to do more research.
You don't listen. You say don't care, or you don't care, so you're not doing anything.
But I have a right to be out here to get your guys' side of it and get other people's side of it. I'm not
You lied, lady.
Oh, really?
You lied.
Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the Klan meeting.
You'll be like, wow, we actually got our message out on a big platform. With all these fucking guys that you say are rolling. This is a big platform.
Never said what I lied about. Never stopped to talk. Just wanted to fuck with us. These are the shirts that I was quoting. It says, "Do not comply or America will die." Okay. Okay, so enough of that idiot. Oh, and I wrote because America, because that's so fucking fitting. Let's see here. This one. This is one of the times where I really appreciate the rest of the Antifa, if you will. They had my back. So I felt comfortable doing this shit. That's the event. Right there's the opening. That's where those idiots kept coming out of. So they actually had the event in here in the tents. They didn't have it in the stadium. I don't know why. If anyone can get license plates, go ahead and write them down.
Here's true capitalism for you. Go America on a fucking Lexus.
This is hilarious. This lady got told to turn around. There's no more room. She's like, well, can you hold my flag at least? And they're like, yeah.
Can you hold my flag? Go America!
After a while, it gets just boring and stupid and fucking ridiculous. So you gotta.
This is what a Klan meeting in 2022 looks like, guys. Volcanoes Stadium.
Yeah. From the reports we've seen and heard, it seems today thus far is a success. Our comrades had a solid showing, stood their ground, and no one got hurt. This isn't over, though. It just means that as the first day ends, there will be flooding into Salem and Kaiser to spread more hate, which is exactly what fucking happened. Here's more photos of the day. This guy was the head of security. That, I believe that's that pastor guy that I was reading from. And they're all lined up. Right over here is I-5. Like, literally right over those bushes. You could jump. There's I-5 right there. Just gross. I mean, I don't understand how more people don't get that there may as well just be a fucking swastika on that. Or a middle finger. I figured that was just fitting. It's fitting. And caution, bigotry ahead. Okay. These are more photos of the day. That's the caution sign. Event ahead. That's I-5 right here. And then right there's the road that I was showing you that comes over where the stadium is, and then Target's like right here. I know most of you aren't from the area, so I'm trying to show you this shit. So I'm stopped on top of the overpass, and this is I-5, and that flag right there is the flag that you guys saw in these photos. And this was in Kaiser, like in town. It was made out of chains. And in fact, like, that says everything. American flag made in chains. Is that representing slavery? Because that's perfect. That's exactly what America is. They're not that smart, though. These geniuses are hanging out in the parking lot of V2 Dentistry on River Road in Kaiser, probably waiting for the rally to get over and onto the after party. This was right. I saw them right after, as I was leaving town. This just makes me smile. Good job, Chris Smalls, for all the work he's done with Amazon, man. So this is a little bit more on what I was talking about earlier. This trash event is being held across the street from the oldest indigenous people's boarding school still open, on land that belonged to them, where recently a mass of 222 unmarked student graves were discovered that the government covered up. That's exactly what I was talking about. How do I gotta save that somehow. And this, the Klan needed to rehydrate after the rally, so they're now at the Holiday Inn on Market Street in Salem, Oregon. This one photo represents America. Salem means peace, silence is complacency, capitalism, class war. Holiday Inn, full of capitalism, rich-ass folk. And then out here, directly next door, that's America. This is America. So if that's what you're proud of, I feel bad for you. This Holiday Inn is directly west of what used to be two very large homeless camps. The city and the cops swept them, but go capitalism. I don't know why that one's on there. That might have been an accidental upload, but anyway. This is driving by for the after party. Parking lot's full. There was a radio station that looked like that was covering it. You see that? Right there. KSLM, maybe what it is. Yeah. Here we go. Please share. The gropers at today's Christofash event are some of these fucks. They are at Gustav's right now at Kaiser Station, and Eric Trump is there. Visually confirmed 5 minutes ago as of now. So I retweeted that shit. Just confirmed by two separate sources in the Salem community. This is also the location hosting the White Pride event. Now we know who Gustavus Bargarten is and what they stand for. They openly welcome and accept white nationalism and supremacy. I've showed you guys on here before, like quite a few years ago, Roger Stone and a bunch of Proud Boys, they all got together at the convention center. God, what's the name of that restaurant? You guys will know it. Leave it in the comment section below. But it's, shit, I can't fucking think of it. Anyway, it's in the convention center. They all ate together there, hung out. This shit is just like all throughout this town. They openly admitted that they had foreknowledge that the white nationalist groups were planning to come, knew what they were, and welcomed them anyway. This is actually exciting to me. It says, "Hey everyone," from Left Coast Right Watch. "Me and JW Croxton are trying to find info and talk to people about the Reawaken America thing around Kaiser, Oregon, that Flynn and Trump are supposedly at. We want to talk to anyone local who's got info, countered it, etc. We can guarantee anonymity." That's how I got lucky enough to talk with them. People are slowly trickling in to stand against the fascists at Kaiser Stadium, but support is still needed. If you can get down there, go now. One good day doesn't mean the fight is done. There's still work to do. Our people are wildly outnumbered. Day 2 of the Reawaken America tour in Kaiser, Oregon. Here's the Target. Still closed up. Still has fucking shopping carts on the front of it. Oh, let me see that right there. Oh, I don't think you can focus on it. Never mind. There's the shopping carts. What the fuck is shopping carts gonna do anyway? These are some of the food vendors I was trying to get photos of. It's like fair food kind of shit, looks like. This is me driving the back way to come into where it is to avoid traffic. So, Reawaken America Tour, aka KKK Kaiser Clan meeting.
Get a photo. See what I can do. Just do this. Put my hazards on. I think that's Jerry Walker. No, that's security. Ooh, I know who that is. That guy is always with the Proud Boys right there.
That was a different guy, I thought it was.
He's being security.
But he still was acting security.
Hey!
He just waved at me. I figure if you're friendly, then they don't really understand that you're there looking for shit. Watch.
It wasn't him, I thought it was him. It wasn't
Not too
him, I
far.
thought it was him. Here's China's flag. It's being a bitch.
There's a bunch of the food carts, the tent where it was held.
Around me. In fact, I'd love it. Thanks.
There were cops all the fucking over the place following all of us. I know that's already been said, but it, like, when I stopped right here, there's a cop following me. There were like 3 or 4 cops off to the side. There were more over here. Like, they were just fucking everywhere. I think I show you a couple of them on this video, maybe not.
There's some food trucks. Let's see what we can see.
I think it's the next one, maybe, if I put it up here. Anyway, the 2 men in the last photo we're watching who went in and out of the Target parking lot at about 2:45 p.m. Guy in the 3rd photo was acting security for the east side of the stadium, Volcano Stadium, Reawaken America Tour, Kaiser, Oregon. So this is when, okay, so over here on this corner, that's where the indigenous crowd was. Back here, see that street right there? Back here is where a buttload of cops were waiting. And then over here is the front of that Trump flag merch table. They didn't really sell shit though. It's really kind of sad. Here's in front of the stadium. Acting security. These dudes were like really pretending like they knew what was up, watching everyone that went in and out of Target. There's Jeremy Roberts. Jeremy Roberts made his presence known earlier in the day, but the situation was de-escalated by counter-protesters before he could reach the elders. That's him. The guy that kicked in the Capitol door before nationally that was done. Like, I've covered his ass before. Day 2 of the counter-protest was a success, good turnout, and very minimal conflict from the Klansmen and Karens.
Hey, my boys are on their way. You just...
This guy threatens us big time, okay? Reawaken America Tour. Warning, tough guy alert. It says though, I fucked it up.
Alright, tough guy. Yeah. Hey, my boys are on their way. You just wait.
Oh, is that a threat? Come back!
And there's a cop right there.
Alright, tough guy. Yeah. Hey, my boys are on their way. You just wait.
Oh, is that a threat? Come back!
Because, you know, Antifa's the dangerous ones. This is the dude that wouldn't take his eyes off of us like the whole fucking time. The cops kept circling around, circling around, circling around, like we were the issue. Here's a photo of that Josh Dornan, I want to say his name is, with the beer. There was a better picture that someone else took earlier. Someone was asking me about the food vendors. This is what I could get. And then this is just for irony's sake. Capitalism. Here's that little, that little old dude. Day 2 of the Reawaken America Tour.
It wasn't him. I thought it was him. Here's...
I think this might be the same video I showed you earlier, though. They really hadn't sold much while I was there. It's that guy that couldn't get enough of watching us. There was a guy on his fucking motorcycle doing the same thing like all the first day. Sitting, staring, watching. Hey, fucker. I think the only reason they didn't pull me over that day is because they all were following me too. Is because they knew that I would scream about it, make it loud, and start record. But that's just my guess. On the roof of Volcano Stadium in Kaiser, Oregon, day 1, but I also heard that they were up there again today. Ask yourself, who are they keeping an eye out for? We protect us. Sun's out, guns out. Like, literally, this was really happening. So is it private security? Or is it the feds, like they said were there? Or is it Secret Service? Or... I don't know.
Quick climb over. Look at this. This is scalable, right? Quick climb over. Look at this bitch over here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this beach ass nigga.
You said beach.
I said beach.
spot,
Are you
yeah.
that nervous?
Hi.
Are you nervous about a fence?
I'm a black guy. I can jump this fence.
I can throw it.
I can find a dog.
Take one of the K9 dogs.
We got unindoctrinated bitch ass.
Yeah. Security vans and everything.
We don't know from the boy. Watch.
All for people taking video on the other side of the fence.
I know, like,
Fucking stupid. The dude in the Blazers hat later said, "You know I'm just security, right?" I replied, "You know that doesn't make you any better than the people inside, right?" He responded, "Yeah."
Do you want to come talk to us? We'd love to have a conversation.
No one ever wanted to talk.
We can hear each other
That
talk
guy.
'cause we're not wearing a fucking muzzle.
I don't.
So I kept trying to get one of these idiots to come and talk to me. This guy in the blazer hat, that's the dude I was talking about. He was security that said, yeah, whatever. But I kept trying to get any of these people to come and fucking talk to me. So this is what happens.
We can hear each other talk 'cause we're not wearing a fucking muzzle.
I don't have a muzzle on. You want to come and talk to me? I have no mask on. Come talk to
We
me.
can fucking have a conversation if you want. You're talking all this shit for no reason. Bring that bitch ass
Are
right
you
here.
afraid of a
Oh,
girl
that
that's
fucking
5'2"?
bite.
Come talk to me.
Bring your bitch ass over here. You want to keep fucking talking.
Are you going to talk to us?
Oh no, she's gonna stand.
Oh.
So did they actually fire? Oh, she got a radio.
Pastor Mark Burns is bellowing some heavy transphobia to a cheering crowd at the Reawaken rally in Salem Kaiser. He has admitted to lying about his college degree and has made stolen valor claims about his service. He is running for Congress in South Carolina, 4th District. And here's that photo again of Josh Dornan. Following the shout out by a well-known pseudo-journalist and agent provocateur, thanks for that, by the way, we received a bump in our viewership. We're taking this opportunity to say the following: all are welcome in Salem, so long as they are not an asshole. Fascists are assholes. Fascist Salem Kaiser School Board member Marty Hyen, did she attend? Update on the thread. On Nextdoor, someone asked what's going on in Salem at Kaiser Station, where the Reawakening tour was being held. A sitting member of the school board, whose husband is a former chair of the county GOP, said, "Just church stuff disrupted by Antifa." Marty Hyen said, "The only problem I've heard about are Antifa putting puncture devices under attendees' cars trying to give them flat tires. Most of what I have heard is basically church-type stuff happening." She's a part of our school board, guys. I've reported on her, too. Here's another photo of... I've been thinking a lot about this weekend's events, and I think what disturbs me the most is how unfazed I have become, surrounded by cops, snipers on roofs, people screaming they want you dead. This life we live is not normal. The world is not healthy. That one hit hard because it's so fucking true. It's hard to like comprehend that this is what our lives are like. Never in a fucking million years would I think that I would be podcasting and going out and like doing the shit that's needs to be done. It's crazy. I'm sure nobody thought they'd have to be doing this shit. Proud Boy leader Dan Toos leaves audio messages in Free Oregon chat calling the pride flag the gay pedophile flag and calls it disgusting. Rants about PPS Connect, tells kids they are trans. Just lots of homophobia and transphobia. This is, I believe, a collage. I don't remember the fucking name. Compilation, thank you, of Dan Toos.
I'm sure they're teaching that in the Portland public school system about the history of their city. You know, in between telling children that they're trans and trying to get them to take shots without telling their parents, like they do still to this day in schools. While doing a walk list yesterday, I walked by Gladstone School, where they have an American flag and the gay pedophile flag or whatever it is flying on their flagpole. It's disgusting, and I'm a little angry I'm sure they're teaching.
This, I actually covered. Kyle Brewster convicted in notorious 1988 hate crime killing seen at a pro-Trump rallies in Salem, Oregon. That's him. I've covered this. That guy, I believe, I don't want to say for sure. One of these people really hurt George Floyd's uncle. I believe it was his uncle. Because he came down to protest with us against this kind of bullshit. Why is a Proud Boys supporter overseeing PDX's cannabis industry? That's just a little something on the side for you. And then some pink slime journos paint Andrei Viktor Ivanov of Flash Love as a local hero. Anti-fascists know better. Does anyone really think transphobic men who work with violent zealots and Nazi sympathizers are heroes? We don't. We oppose Christofash trash. So that was just a little bit of what I have been up to, what I was covering. Oh shit. Knocking you all around. But I better wrap this up because I've got to go to work and I've got other stuff to do. So it was great to be back. I missed you all so much. I missed doing this. And it won't be so long. I am working on more videos as we speak. Like, share, subscribe, do all of that bullshit. I have a Patreon. You can totally hook up with that. Support the channel any way you can. Appreciate it. I'm also on Odyssey. And I think I covered everything. But until next time, love you guys. Testing. I just want to see how my microphone works. Biatch.